All praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Havashah, double honor to the apostles and the elders and the brothers around the world. Shalom. The lesson is trust in the Lord. Okay. I'm going to go to Ephesians 6 and 12. Oh, messed up in that. Ephesians 6 and 12. For we war not against flesh and blood, but against principality, against power, against all rulers of darkness, and the world, a gathering of spirits, and wickedness in high places. Right? Wherefore we take unto the whole armor of the Most High, that we may be able to withstand in evil days, and have done all to just stand. Stand before the how your lungs are about when true, and have on the breastplate of righteousness. Right? Because it's time, we're getting to time. But people is doing things like this lesson right here, talking about the CDC would soon make a crime to have a beard, and we're gonna get into more than that. So let me get out of that. Go to more scriptures. Go to Limitation chapter 3 and 24. The Lord is my point, and said unto my soul, point of my soul, therefore I will hope in him. Verse 24, the Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that takes and seek him. 26, it is good that a man shall both hope and inquire and wait for the salvation of the Lord. Right? We come into times, it's going to be situations, and you're talking about cutting your beard off. To have a beard is a crime. That's wickedness, but move on. 10 and 12, Ecclesiastes 10 and 12, the words of the wise man, right? But up the larynx of fool swallow up. Oh, it's 12. Hold on. Do I got it right? Oh, sorry.
the CDC.
Here we go. I'm going to the scriptures. Get me here. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Yep, so he said, it's a crime to have a beard. Oh, yes, I said it, bro. Yeah, I did it wrong. It's 12. Yeah, 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandment, for this is the whole duty of man. Right? The commandment is the whole duty of man. This commandment. And they saying is the CDC would soon make it a crime to have a beard. To have a beard. You're right. You know, well, you going against the Bible. Let me read it again. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 13. Let us hear the whole conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandment, for this is the whole duty of man's. Right, commandments. The whole duty of man, commandments. Yeah, this is crazy how they do things. All right, so we're going to move on and go to Deuteronomy chapter 10 and 12. I'm going to read off the right. Yeah, 10 and 12. And now Israel, what does the Lord our power require of that but to fear the Lord, that our power, that walk in. Let me start over again. Deuteronomy chapter 12, 10 and 12. And now Israel, what does the Lord our power require that but to fear the Lord, that our power to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord our power with all our heart and with all our soul, to keep the commandment of the Lord and his statutes which he command this day, for it is good. Verse 14, behold, in heaven and in heaven, of heaven, the Lord our power, of earth also, which all that therein. Right. And they talking about you got to cut your beard off. It's a crime to have a beard. You want to go to Leviticus? You want to go to 11 and 16? Take heed of yourself, that your heart be not deceived, and turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. Right. Take heed of yourself. Then we're going to go to one more scripture, and then we're going to play the rest of this. Apostle Hall, the apostle. I'm going to, what is it, Leviticus? Yeah, it's going to be right here. But Leviticus chapter 19 and 27. Yeah, you should not round the corners of your head. Neither you should make marked corner of your beard. You should not make any cuttings on your flesh, for the dead print any mark upon you, and I am the Lord. Do not. Yeah, that was something else. Okay. Well, I'm going to read again. Leviticus chapter 19 and 27. You should not round the corners of your head. Neither you should they mark corners of your beard. You should not make any cuttings of your flesh, for the dead will print any mark upon I am the Lord. Right. So you can't make no any cutting. They going off. They know that he is. So I'm gonna let him do the rest of it.
He says wearing a beard is a crime. Although they might as well say it. Anyway, this popped up. New information as of today, February 26, 2020. And this right here, it says facial hairstyles and filtering face piece, respirators. Excuse me. It says when it comes to novel coronavirus, which is COVID-19 safety, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has some suggestions. Well, it's going to go from suggestions to orders about facial hair. Hair should not cross the respirator seal. The CDC said. Now the respirator seal is that thing that guards from the mask that they wear. So they're saying that if you got a beard, that mask, you're being out of order, so to speak. And this, like I said, when I came across this, first thing I thought of was Antiochus Epiphanes, where he said we had to not circumcise our sons, and they made us wear a hat. Doesn't tell you exactly what the hat was. Also, you had to eat pork. You had to not call yourself a Jew. That's all in what is it? First Maccabees 1, the first chapter. It mentions Alexander, then it mentions Philip of Macedonia, Alexander's father. Then it mentions the four that came out of Alexander, meaning the men that came up with him. That the kingdom, Alexander's kingdom, was split up into four, and then there was a wicked root that came from the line of the Seleucids, and he gave all these orders that, you're not supposed to call yourself an Israelite. You're not supposed to keep the laws. You got to eat pork. You got to go to the gym. You got to go to the place of exercise. And when you exercise, in the place of exercise, you exercise and you partook in the Olympics butt naked. Penis dangling, because they didn't have women back there. Anyway, this thing right here I wouldn't be surprised if it actually becomes a law. And this is another way of them coming against Israel, because this is our laws. So we're gonna have our beard. So you may be locked up for having a beard. They may criminalize it, call you a terrorist because you got a beard. Anyway, let me leave you with one scripture.
Yeah, as you see, it's making a criminal line a crime. But I'm gonna let it go here though. All praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Double honor to the apostles and the brother speaking truth around the world. Shalom.